Count back to 10. We see Hassline kind of move into the room. I guess now he feels comfortable moving into the room. And Zero kind of counts 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, and then kind of
and then she sounds like Sean after one beer.
There we go. Me and Nala.
By the way, everybody else got knocked for their suit, but Hassline, his suit's pretty spot-on cool. He looks great in it, little...
He's
single-breasted with
he's contemporary
a vest.
Dress without being like future contemporary with the guy that's got the real close 2-button shirt or jacket that goes right under the knot. You know what I'm talking about.
So all of this is that he being Hassline seems non-aggressive. He's sort of once again just leaning
waiting
against the
for
wall.
his moment to strike.
Here
He's like a cobra.
And then Dixon seems nonplussed by it as well. It's kind of like, okay, there you go. Hey, what it is, I've just drugged her up for you.
Maybe because Dixon has already talked to Zero and Cornelius and feels like they would have revealed any information that would have been negative, so he doesn't feel like there's any harm in this because there's nothing new to discover.
Wouldn't this be the kind of scene, though, we'd expect today where Dixon might look at Zero and say, whisper and say, I'm not giving you a full dose, and then pull it out and squirt it on the ground or something,
Well, that's why when he leads her in, says, he doesn't say, trust me, but he leads her in and says, bare your arm, please. You don't have to tell me. There was something, the way that he looked to me, looking at her and her trusting him, I thought he was going to trick Hassline.
Yeah. Maybe give him the sodium pencil.
I really did thought it was going to be a trick.
Escape now.
Yeah.
Just because the way he was kind of so confident about this whole moment and kind of smiling the entire time and trying to lead her into this moment that he had something planned. He had something up his sleeve to not let this happen. And it never hit. He's just like, hey, it's like Great British West. I'm smiling. You're not.
As much as Kim and Roddy continue to put their characters accurately out, as compared to the first film. Second film, we all complained about how with the replacement actor it wasn't the same.
No good, yeah.
But the first two films, one thing they did really well is that, like when we had a gorilla who was a villain, we had no doubt his actions and behavior said villain. Hassline is a villain because he's sort of got the weird little puppet master thing going where he's telling people to do things. He's not a very scary villain.
There's no motivation for him to be bad.
Yeah.
His only motivation is, I think that in the future, smart apes might kill off humans. That doesn't mean that's happening right now. So why is he so upset that something that might happen in the future might happen?
We talked early on about the subtlety of Hassline, that he wasn't played as a villain early on. We were kind of happy that it kind of became this moment as opposed to him presenting himself as a villain when he walks in for the first scene. However, as this plays out, it seems to be more a presence of the actor and the director than it is necessarily what Dane had played for the character.
I agree with that. And according to, again, what we've heard Eric Braeden say, I almost think it's Don Taylor's choice not to play him a little bit more villainous. And as you said that, I thought, boy, the first time he met the apes, wouldn't it have been actually kind of cool if he was a little exuberant to meet them, as though it's the greatest thing he's ever seen?
Oh, yeah, these are smart apes,
Yeah, then that could have been interesting.
And then,
and again, that's a simple tweak, too, to make that happen that I wish I'd done.
I think the easiest thing that I've already talked about is the fact that you make the apes physically stronger than the humans that are containing them, and then that makes him scared of them.
Hassline witnesses something like that, and that's when he begins to wonder.
Accidentally punches a jaw off somebody, like sweeping across, just making a statement, and it hits somebody's face and knocks their jaw off.
I mean, the argument with the president about, would you kill Hitler as a baby, was a really nice moment to bring back all of Hassline's kind of crazy theories about timelines and a painter painting a painting that really didn't go anywhere.
And they draw the painting, and they're in it. Yeah.
But they're on a freeway.
But it would have been more interesting, I think, to see something where he has to turn and change based upon preventing something he thinks could happen in the future, as opposed to just believing some kooky theory that we're in a driving lane and you see an accident over in the other lane, and I don't know, because that whole idea of what you see in the other lanes and multiple lanes doesn't mean that you're in the lane that is going to crash and burn.
The lane that's going to actually happen.
Yeah.
I think that, though, this all comes back again to if this were a film with a 12 to 16 week production schedule where you're actually spending more detail, you're grabbing close-ups of stuff, you're building that. This is playing on an entirely different level. They're just trying to crank it in the can and go.
I cannot even imagine shooting something like this in 6 weeks.
No.
I can't.
And I think, again, that's why so much of the lighting is so bad. But then again, come on. You can suspend probably 3 to 5 point lighting and just have it static on a set. You do it once, the set's lit. That's what, especially when they're in the hotel room, is like, okay, if you have a grid, and surely you can get it, you can put that 5 point lighting, and the lighting is the lighting is the lighting. You know?
I know we say this, remind everybody at least once a week, but we like this film.
We do.
We really do. We're just breaking it down and talking about the good things, the bad things, the criticisms, the character motivations, 1 minute at a time. And it's kind of hard sometimes because it sounds like we're being super negative. But I really enjoyed this film.
I did too. And, with how...
I have not seen the end of this film, so I cannot comment.
Okay. And, there's our opening too. If you are new and don't know, Sean's never seen these films. Richard and I have. Sean's truly watching these 1 minute at a time. But, look, compared to Beneath, oh, man, I really, I told my wife when we did Beneath, she's like, how's it going? I was like, I didn't realize how much I really don't like that movie. And the more and more I watched it, I was like, I can't ever watch it again. This film, I could sit down. If it's on, I can watch it, and I could separate myself from what we do as this job.
Okay.
And I enjoy this movie.
Yeah.
And I especially enjoy where the movie's going to go. I'm excited once we kind of go towards the final act of the film to see what Sean's reaction to it is.
I can tell you, just because of not trailers, but DVD screen settings, what I think is going to happen.
Okay.
But not necessarily what I know is going to happen.
By the way, we did have one of our wonderful listeners get back and say they absolutely adore the Lawgiver menus on the Blu-ray.
Twice? Every time?
They love it.
All right.
Just love it. They find it, I think the term was something like cookie charming or something like that. And so, hey, everybody's got their shit they like. Go for it. If you love it, then you can have my copy.
There you go.
Because I'm not watching it anymore. I'll watch my streaming version. Anyway, that is minute 58. We'll be back tomorrow with, guess what minute, Richard? What do you think we'll be back with?
The next one?
Yeah, 59. He knows how math works. He's a smart boy.
I actually like his, the next one. We'll be back tomorrow. Everybody have a great day.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.